Today we're going to talk about the three top things you need to do before hiring a contractor or before you call a contractor to come and see your project, because not all contractors are created equal and we have different price points on contractors. So the three things are: you need to have a vision, you need to have a plan, a written plan, or however you could document it, itemized list, whatever, and you need to have you need to do research on contractors, different price points for the same project, and the different types of contractor, the price points, the amount of value that each contractor bring to the table, and the knowledge that the contractor have, right? So that's what we're going to be discussing. The process of hiring contractor or folks to do the work on your renovation project you have, whether it's a small or a large one. Having a vision for your project, what you want your project to look like, how you want it to come out. You have to have that out the gate before you even considering calling a contractor, because a lot of times a lot of people, they don't have a vision or a plan, and then when the contractor comes in they get confused and it just get messy right out the gate. So you have to be organized as a person who's hiring a contractor, because there's a variety of ways to get the same project done and different ideas, right? So basically there are three things you got to look at when you are hiring. So three things. So you want to have the vision, like a picture of what you're trying to accomplish, or something in writing that you need to get, how you need to get it done, what you're looking to get done. And you want to have a plan on how you're going to go about doing it, because you can't leave everything up to the contractor. And you have to research your contractor. Now these videos are really for not high-end folks, not people who have a lot of money. These videos are really for people who are working on tight budgets, right? Sometimes a lot of folks that I've come in contact with over the years, they're not realistic, right? So one of the reasons why people will get ripped off from a contractor is that the contractor is looking to feed his family. So he'll say anything to get the job, but knowing in his head he's going to only skimp, he's going to only do this, he's going to run off with the money. He's like, are they crazy? Why they think they could get this job done for that? They'll tell you, okay, I could do it, and they try to get as much money out of you out the gate, and they run off with the money. So you have to be realistic in the budgets that you have. You have to do research. So when I say research, that's the next thing. So you want to research a regular contractor, high-end contractor, and mid-size contractor, so you could see what the range of what this project should value, right? So you want to get the range. So a lot of people, they don't get the range, right? A lot of people, they're flipping a house and they buy this house, they get themselves in a corner, and they're trying to force their idea of what they think their pricing should be on the contractor, and a contractor will take it, but once they see that they can't handle it, then they'll run away, they'll run off with the money, because the budget wasn't realistic coming out the gate, right? So these are things that you have to look out for. A lot of times you will have different contractors. Like you'll have a high-end contractor, or a more pricey contractor that work in a nicer neighborhood, and you'll have a contractor that's working in a neighborhood that's in between. He'll work in a high-end neighborhood and he'll work in a middle class neighborhood, right? and then you have the contractor that works in the hood basically, right? So you have that range, right? But a lot of times people will get a price, they'll get the price from the contractor that's only in their neighborhood, right? Or the contractors that's in this specific neighborhood. And how are you gonna differentiate if you don't? How would you know how to find that good contractor that's in your neighborhood, right? Because a lot of times, a lot of the lower end contractors, they don't have anything online, they don't have any reviews, they don't have, in this modern time. So you have to go with word and mouth. And sometimes somebody will give you word and mouth, give you, they'll say, oh, this contractor is good, but they only use the contractor one time and for something minor, right? Which you might need a contractor for something major, and then when you hire them, they can't handle it, right? So that's why you want to screen them and follow these tips so you don't get yourself in trouble, right? And a lot of times these questions and these videos will help you to figure out how to find that right contractors, because you're going into it with a system and a process by watching these videos, so you could figure out the right techniques and the right things to say and the right things to ask. You might not be able to ask technical questions or get into in-depth conversation, but the high level things, you will be able to ask and have the right items or questions and the list to, to present to them, so they could assist you in doing your project and give you the best price that they could give based on all the information that you could give to them, because you're already keeping in mind that they have so much on their plate. All right, so that's what it is, right? These are key items in starting your project, right? And once you get those 3 items out the way, then you could go ahead now and start looking for contractors, right? So now you're gonna go on the internet, you're gonna network with your friends or family and try to find the best contractor that could come out and do your project, right? Along with having a photo or a video, whatever, of the vision that you're looking to have, and then the contractor could give his input, right? Because a lot of contractors, they are not designers, they are not architects. So a lot of times you come into these lower end, they could only give their idea or what they like to you, and maybe what they like you don't like. So that's why you have to have a vision, a picture would be better, something that you could show to the contractor when he comes in. This is what I'm looking for. Maybe to what your budget is, it might not be realistic, the picture that you're showing them. So you gotta start figuring how to be realistic with your price, because over the years doing this, a lot of people get there. It's a very emotional thing that you want this nice. When you look at it, you got high-end cars, you got cheaper cars, you got low-end cars, right? But you can't necessarily go into the dealer and tell them the price that you want for that car, or the price you want for this nice paint that when you paint it, you just do one coat, right? But when you you know what I'm saying? So when you go into a sales interaction with a contractor and you're trying to beat him up, right? He could make that price whatever he wants, right? But then that's where a lot of the issue comes in some of the times, right? We already know that a lot of the contractors, they are inefficient, but you have good contractors out there that end up become bad contractors because there is too much on the plate for them to get the project done in a timely manner and for the budget, right? So you have to be realistic. That's the key point of this right now. You have to be realistic going into starting your project, right? And just having the plan and having the vision and having doing your research, that you could be realistic on your pricing. So that's the 3 tips you need to keep in mind moving to the next step. So the next video I'm going to do is going to be on after you have that don't know, you're gonna be bringing in contractors. So now you're gonna have a list of things you need to get done, and you're gonna have a picture or some type of vision or something that you're gonna show them. You're gonna be like, listen, this is the type of tile I'm looking to do. This is the type of walls that I'm looking to do. I want to do this, want to do that, and yeah, a lot of it you're gonna lean on them for guidance, but you gotta have some planning or some vision for what you're going to be looking for. So then once you bring in the contractor now, so the next videos I'm going to do is, the next one is going to be bringing in contractors and how you should interact with them, so you could see if they know what they're doing, if they're the right contractor for you at the right price point, right? And the quite type of questions you want to ask them when they come into your project or on your project, right? When you meet them. And the next videos the next video that we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the contractor, when you bring the contractor in, what that looks like, questions you should ask the contractor, and the type of questions you could ask to get the best pricing, and the questions you should ask to keep them organized. All right, so that's what we're going to be discussing on these and on this video and on the next video.